Hey everyone, this is Gary Allen from Las Vegas, Nevada, saying hello to you and thank you for joining our webinar. We'll be getting started here shortly as soon as my great partner, which is just signing on right now. Hello, Kayla.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
I'm doing great. So that is Miss Kayla Lieblich, who is a KW agent in Fort Collins, Colorado, and she's my special guest, partner in crime, and all-around cool person. So,
aw, you're sweet.
So hey guys, just a little bit about myself. My name's Gary Allen. I'm a realtor in Las Vegas. Been a realtor for about 4 years or so, and I started doing these webinars with Kayla a couple months ago because we found this system that has been so cool and so helpful in making us more real estate commissions, and that's really what it's all about. We've all chased after the shiny objects in real estate, the website, the pay-per-click, the Facebook ads, but it's amazing that a very simple system of sending someone a custom-made greeting card is what has probably made me, and I think Kayla, the most money out of any tool that we've ever found. So we're going to be sharing how this simple system can help you grow your business, turn strangers into friends, prospects into clients, and probably most importantly, clients into raving referral fans. So I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it over to Kayla, and then I'll come back and talk a little bit about the details of the plans and different ways that you can get started with this. Ultimately, our hope is that you get the information and take action with it. But at the end of the day, it's your choice what you want to do with this. We just want to give you the information and tell you about a few success stories that we've had and how we use it. And then it's up to you to pull the trigger and walk through that door. If you do, I can tell you that both Kayla and I will help you to use this system to its fullest extent. And I have set this system up with realtors across the country, and Kayla is starting to do that as well, where we just share it with people and share our successes, help you get started, get you trained on how to use the system. We recommend a book to buy by Jim McCord. This book is called A Revolution in Real Estate Sales. And this book really laid out how Kayla and I have been using the system to go after FSBOs and expireds to great effect. So Kayla, I think I got a notification on your Facebook page that you have written close to $4.5 million in listings in the last 4 months or so. Is that correct?
So I finally did the math because I've been delaying that. And my business has taken off in the last 30 to 45 days. It's just gone from a bunch of listings to getting everything under contract and still getting the listings. So it's just been crazy. But I'll share my math here. So I started this on November 1st. I'm reading it, so bear with me. As of March 31st, so 4 days ago, I have spent approximately $5,000 on cards and gifts that I've sent out. I have made approximately $3,200 from working send out cards as its own business, working maybe 1 or 2 hours a week. So averaging about a really nice car payment right there. And I've signed $4.5 million in clients, and then I have $120,000 in GCI in closed, pending, active, or coming soons. And that actually just went up because I just signed a client this afternoon, so they'll probably purchase around $250,000. So we're looking at $4.75 million in clients signed as of just now.
And that's about would you say a return of investment of $67, 67 to 1?
Yeah, so my total spent, if you take out everything that I've made from send out cards, my total spent send out cards as a business is $1,800. So my total return is $120,000, and my ROI is about $67 for every dollar spent.
Which I believe Gary Keller says if you're getting a 4 to 1 return, that's pretty good, and you're getting a 67 to 1 return.
Yeah, and that's just in the last few months. So just so everyone knows, these are real numbers. I did not use this system before November 1st. That was when I signed up and had everything set and started using it. You can't make this up. Like I could, but like my boards, like just right here behind me, those are all pendings and coming soons. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And then I have 4 boards in front of me of people that I'm working with to get them signed. And these are just people who are signed. So one thing I'm going to point out, everyone, is we also have a chat and a Q&A. We're going to go over a lot of information tonight, so make sure that you ask those questions, and then as soon as we get a chance, we'll go through all the Q&A and we'll go through the chat and make sure that we answer everyone's questions. That's what we're here for, is to give you as much information as possible, so please take advantage of that. Yeah, I think, $66, $67 for every dollar spent is pretty phenomenal. And I'm just kind of making a list of all the amazing ways that I can use this, and it's been really fun. So, and it's easy. So I'll go over a couple other things here later tonight, but Gary, you can take it away and get us started on the next section.
Well, great. So there's many ways that you can use this product. Now, this product is called Send Out Cards. A few of you may have heard of it, but haven't taken advantage of it. And we just want to share the power of this system. So there's a couple different ways you can use this. So I didn't pull my cards with me, so I'm going to show you some pre-made cards that I've sent out in the past. And one of the great ways, probably the most powerful way to use Send Out Cards is using it, although Kayla might disagree because of all the expires that she's written, but one of the greatest ways to use this is loving on your network, because real estate agents are very transactional, right? We're always looking for the next deal, and we're always looking ahead, and we're trying to find a new client. When if you just turn around and look behind you at all the people that you know already, and you love on them and use this simple system to send a card to someone that maybe you found a picture on Facebook, and I'll show you. I'm going to share my screen and show you a couple of examples of how I have used this. So give me one moment. So this is a great way to love on your network. So here's one way. Matt bought a home for me. I'll tell you the story how I met Matt. I did an open house a couple years ago. Husband and wife came in, and I sent them a card saying, thank you for stopping by my open house. And I looked up their address in the tax records and sent them a card. And lo and behold, they called me, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks, 2 months later, and said, we need to sell our 2 homes. We're moving to Florida. So, okay, great. So I ended up listing 2 homes, about $500,000 or so, maybe a little bit more. And they moved to Florida. A year later, they call me, and I kept on sending them cards. I get their birthdays, I get their anniversary, holidays, things like that. And I just, even though they're out of state, they still know people that live here in Vegas. So it doesn't matter where people live. Send them a card, show them that you care for them, show them that you appreciate their business, and lo and behold, they're going to send you more business. So anyway, what ends up happening is after a year, they decided that Florida wasn't working out for them. And I don't know if it was the hurricanes or the bugs, but anyway, they came back to Vegas, and they called me and said, thanks for sending those cards. We really appreciate it. You're a great agent. And, said, we need to buy a home. We're moving back to Vegas. So, okay, great. I found them a home and got them closed on it here, maybe 6-8 months ago. I don't remember the exact time frame. And then their son, who has been renting, said, you know what, this is crazy to keep on renting. I want to buy a townhome. So they called me. And so by sending out maybe 10 cards, cost me maybe $20 or $30 over the space of 2.5 years, I've made, what would that be, about $30,000 in commissions, which is not too shabby. So here's a card that I just sent Matt, just saying, hey, thank you for doing business with me. And what I did is, on the front of the card, it's just a standard thank you card. And then on the inside of the card, I took a picture of Matt and I spread it across the inside of the card in front of his new home that he just closed on a couple weeks ago. And I said, hey, Matt, just thank you very much. And all the cards are branded with my information on the back. And it's just about keeping in touch and being appreciative of the people in your lives, whether it's real estate related or not. Just keep touching them over and over and over again. What ends up happening is that I use this with Facebook a lot. So my standard practice is that when I meet someone, when I know someone, I put them into a campaign, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And that campaign gives them a birthday card. It gives them an anniversary card, a holiday card, a spring is here card. And once I put someone into the campaign, I can forget about it. They're going to get those cards. The system will see their birthday and create that card, do a mail merge so it's personalized. It goes to Matt, it goes to Joe, it goes to Betty automatically. And I can forget about that. I know they're going to get those touches automatically without me having to think about it. But when I see something on Facebook, for example, about 2 months ago, I saw a picture, one of my Facebook friends posted a picture of his 8-year-old boy up in baseball, swinging the bat, hitting his first home run. And his dad took a picture of that as he's swinging the bat and posted it on Facebook, says, my son just hit his first home run. So I take that picture off of Facebook, and so that's kind of a one-off, right? They're getting the normal cards during the course of the year, but when I see something memorable on Facebook, I'll take that picture off of Facebook, put it on a card, and send it out to them. And what ends up happening is that if you do this consistently with your sphere of influence, you end up going from out here in the ether, just like all the other real estate agents, right, to top of mind, to top of heart. And that's where the referral machine is at, is when you're top of heart with someone, they'll hear something across the office of someone looking to buy or sell a home, and I'll get a referral. And that's what happened with this couple that I sent the 8-year-old picture, the picture of the 8-year-old boy hitting his first home run, is that they referred someone to me. So I'll show you another example here. Let's see. Bear with me here for a second. So this one here was back in January that I sent this one. These folks, Tim and Becky, purchased a home for me, and they're a young married couple, and they had their firstborn baby boy. So besides getting their normal cards of their birthday and their anniversary and the holidays, things like that, this was a special picture that they posted on Facebook. So I grabbed it off of Facebook, I put it on a card, I put a border around it. On the inside, it was a little baby boy, so I put a blue background. I said, you must be so proud and happy. Your baby is absolutely adorable. He couldn't ask for finer people in his life. And I attached a plush baby toy, a little Jingles the Blue Giraffe. And that's all in the system. You can send cookies, candies, brownies, flowers, baby gifts, gifts for the home. There's hundreds of gifts from $2 to $200 that you can choose. We can send off Starbucks cards, American Express cards, Visa cards, Target cards, Walmart cards, all these type of things. So I ended up sending Tim and Becky a picture of their little newborn baby boy and attached a little baby gift. So they called me a week later and said, Gary, that was really nice. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate that. It was very thoughtful. And what ended up happening is about, I guess it was 2 to 3 weeks later, they called me and said they were talking to, they were at an office party, I guess for a birthday, and they heard someone thinking about buying a home. And they gave them my name. They called me and said, hey, this person here is looking to buy a home. Would you reach out to them? So I would not have got that contact or that deal that's still in the making. We're still looking for a home for them. It's probably in your city like it is in Vegas. There's not a lot of inventory. And so, it can be a bit of a process to find someone a home and get approved and get, beat out the competition. But I would not have received that referral unless I had just did that simple 2-minute process where I took a picture off of Facebook, put it on a card, put some heartfelt thoughts on the inside of the card, attached a gift, and hit send. And then the company that night prints the card, stuffs it, stamps it, mails it, adds the gift, and sends it off directly to the recipient's address. And I never see the card. I never touch the card. So it's these little touches that you do, if you do them consistently, will transform your business. All you need are 4 or 5 people like that refer a couple of people to you a year, and you've got a decent year, right? So it's just a real simple process of loving on your network. And what ends up happening is that you build a little army of referral agents out there that, so this system of send out cards last year made me about 40,000 additional commission dollars, which is not too shabby. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and turn it back over to you, Kayla. And why don't you talk to us a little bit about how you use send out cards and a little bit more about the success that you've had and some examples, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Awesome. So I have had tremendous success, as we kind of mentioned earlier, with send out cards as a whole. Let's get back. That's way close to my face. Sorry. So I have been using it, and I was making a list actually because I was talking to someone earlier. The ways that I use this now, like every day I'm coming up with another way to use send out cards, and it's been phenomenal. So I'm going to read you the list of the different ways that I use send out cards now compared to when I first used it. So when I first started using it 5 months ago, November 1st, I was using it only for expireds and my sphere. It's been a long day, bear with me. Apparently. So now I send it to expired listings, predicted sellers using software that predicts who would probably sell, or just getting information from my title companies. Buyers after open houses. So I try to get their address from when they tour the open house, and I'll send them a thank you for attending the open house. There they go. Always. Every single week it doesn't matter.
They just want to say hello.
Yep. Give it a second. They'll go away. Anyways, so buyers after open houses, people that I have appointments with, so I'll send them something after I set the appointment. Basically, like brownies or something like, thank you so much, our appointment is this time, so that they really feel connected and like they have to attend the appointment. They feel bad if they cancel on me. I've started recruiting, sending them, so I send them also to people that I have appointments with after the appointment. So if they send me, or if we have a listing appointment and they sign with me or they don't sign with me, I made the language vague enough to where it's like, yes, I'm really excited to work with you, but not saying that they signed with me. So I can send them brownies and a card as soon as we're done with the appointment, which I usually ship out a couple days before the appointment or the day that I set the appointment, depending on when the appointment is set for. I also send to non-KW agents that I'm looking to recruit, so people that I've done deals with that I really like and would like to see in my office. I'm on my ALC and just a huge KW fan, so I send to those people on a drip campaign. I send to my KW agents who are out of my area. They're on a drip campaign for cards. Every month and a half, they get reminded that I'm their Colorado girl. My sphere, of course, the people that I know and love, and that I want them to make sure that they know that I'm in real estate. Past clients, of course. Homes that fit my buyer. So I posted on the Real Estate Resource, my Facebook page. We'll post the link in the chat here soon. I posted in our Facebook page earlier a photo, the card that I sent to a bunch of people whose homes fit my clients' needs, in the hopes that they might sell. So I don't think have gotten delivered yet. That was last week, but that's a very personal card to send out, but to 65 different people, it might put me in for a $1.2 million deal. So I'd be okay with that. And then of course you can farm. And I mean, there's so many different ways to use this, you guys. FSBOs, I didn't even put FSBOs on here, which is funny. I have been using this with so many different ways, and it's really, like, I actually started sending cards. I have samples. This card out earlier this week, and it's a thank you to another agent for submitting an offer on my property, because they spent 2 hours of their time, at least an hour touring, an hour talking to their clients, and probably an hour writing up the offer. Just a card saying thank you for the offer. It didn't get accepted in this particular case, but we'll keep it in mind in case it falls through. So we send that. If their offer gets accepted, which I've been sending more of, which is super fun. It's really nice. It says, thank you so much for your amazing offer on my listing. I'm excited to work with you on this transaction and create a win-win for both of our clients. And so it really sets a really professional, awesome tone for the transaction. And so that was something that I received today. We have a closing on the 6th, and the agent was just over the moon. She's like, from the start, this was an easy transaction because I could tell that you cared about both of our clients. And that made a pretty big difference in the whole transaction. Anyways, going back to our expireds, which is why I think most of us are here, because it's expireds and Sphere are our bread and butter with send out cards. Jim McCord, this is his book. Gary helped me get signed up in October. I set everything up so that I would have everything ready to go on November 1st on my first day of sending cards. And I bought this book off of Amazon for like $12 and read it before I created my campaigns. And so what happened is I copied it basically verbatim. You know, don't break, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so I copied it and started sending out my cards. And basically what happens, and I'll let me do the screen share so that you guys can see the exact cards that I send, and you can copy them if you want. They're available for you to look at. If you're in my downline, I will allow you to watch party. What's that? Sorry. I will allow you to, I think I have 8, never mind. It will allow you to watch or to copy them exactly. So here's the real estate resource on Facebook. I'm going to copy that and throw that in the chat here in a second. I don't have access to the chat all of a sudden. Okay. But anyways, if you go to photos, leave. If you go to photos and you go to albums, this is the key part. Go to albums right here. You'll be able to see my FSBO system and my expired system. And so when you open the expired system, it'll walk you through what each card says. And they're all labeled in the little text right here. So this is the first card. I personalize the first card of every single campaign that I send out so that you don't have to, so that it wows the client. That's really, you know, they're not a client yet. They haven't met me. They're an expired. And I want them to go, huh, I haven't received something like this before. And so I have their house, which I get the photo off of either the MLS because it's only one photo going out once. So I don't really feel bad about that because I'm not trying to sell the house to them. Or Google or Zillow, or I'll take a shot from Google Maps. Like there's so many ways to get photos, it's crazy. On the inside, this is the text. And you can tell, it says right here, card 1 interior. You know, my name's Kayla. It's very, very simple and streamlined. My name is Kayla Lieblich. I'm a realtor here in Northern Colorado. It appears that your home recently came off the market. I was just curious, how in the heck your home didn't sell? Please call me about this, as I have a strategy to get your home in front of new people and get it sold for top dollar. I've had people call me on this and say, you have a strategy, I'd like to hear it. And I said, well, that's not very good to explain over the phone. I would love to show you in person. When can I do that? Appointment set. Like, really, they're not gonna, they immediately jump on that. These people call me at this point. So it's not like I'm begging for appointments. They are actively calling me. This is the back of each of my cards. I've actually revamped it. I don't know if I have a new one, but just to fit my new company logo and whatnot, because I did change my company name. But this is the back of the card. You know, it's got me, it's got everything to be in compliance. It also has the disclosure of, like, if your property is currently listed with a realtor, please disregard this notice. It's not our intention to solicit the offerings of other brokers, blah, blah, blah. So you can make sure that everything's in compliance and make sure that, like, I wouldn't send this back to someone that I'm sending to my Sphere. So I have different backs for different scenarios. So if it's a birthday card, you know, it's not going to have all my company information or anything like that. It's just going to be very easy. Oh, gosh. Phone, stop ringing. Go away. There we go. Sorry, I can't turn it off on my computer because it won't let me mute everything. This is the second card. I have a solution for you. And then this one, you can see that it's actually my handwriting. And so it's very, very well done. My handwriting is atrocious. And this actually looks legible because they turned my handwriting into a font. And that's what I use to send out all of my cards. And what's great is I don't have to type every single card. Dude, hold your phone. I don't have to type the names for every single card. It automatically pulls that information for me. So once I set them on this campaign, it's one and done. I don't have to deal with it again. I set them up, and then they get 4 cards over the course of a month and a half, and I don't have to worry about it. It takes me less than a minute to prospect them for a month. When life hands you lemons, this is card number 3, and you'll notice the text is pretty similar in each of these. Except it does change a little bit just because I don't want to say the exact same thing, but as I'm sure by now you've gotten a card or 2 from me and maybe a call. So one thing to point out is the day that I start prospecting them with cards, that's the day that I find out that they've expired, the day that they get set up on a system, and the same day that I start cold calling them. So in the morning, because I'm groggy and not a good morning person, I'll send out all the cards, process the whole expired list for the day, and then I'll start my cold calling. It's literally that simple. And I call them until they call me back, or they relist, or they die. Like, what do they say? Until they buy, die, or something. Buy or die. That's the idea. So you keep calling them. And then this is the 4th card. If at first you don't succeed, call me, my phone number. And then of course all my information and everything, and the same dang thing. I would love the opportunity to speak with you. Marketing and actively searching for your buyer is something I do daily for all of my clients. I know you guys can read, so these are all available for you to copy. If you're in my send out cards downline and you have not received this, please just send me a Facebook message, and I'm more than happy to share this with your account. I just need your account information. And so that's how easy that system is. And then the other thing is, if you go to videos, and I can't see these because my assistant and I parted ways on a not so friendly terms, and she blocked me, so I can't see any of her videos. Sorry. But right here, there are 2 videos that you can see that I can't, and they walk you through the entire process of how to keep everything organized and how to process an entire expired list for the day. Literally step by step. It's a screen share just like this. You can see exactly what she does. She goes slow and she walks you through it the entire time. So fantastic videos. There's 2 parts to it. They're each about a half hour, maybe a little bit longer. I would definitely recommend looking at those just so you can see exactly how the system goes together and the actual system. Because the whole thing about this is it's not just sending a card every once in a while. It's creating, if you're going to prospect with it, it's creating a system. And that means doing it daily. We did it every single day for 30 days before we started to see. That was my test period. And I have seen results from that still. Like, actually, I just got this in the mail. This is my open house. I'll put that up there. This is the house that I just listed, guys. $650,000 open house on the 7th and 8th that I'm hosting. It will be listed on Thursday. They called me 3 weeks ago off of, Kaden, that's enough. They called me 3 weeks ago off of the cards that I sent in November. They said, we still have your cards. Things have changed. We need to list. We don't want to use the same agent. Will you please come over and talk to us? And I said, great, when would work for you? And they go, oh, well, we'll be out of town for the next 2 weeks. And I went, oh, but you'll be home tomorrow? Sure will. So I met with them on Sunday and listed it. And it was the easiest thing. They even commented on the brownies that I sent them because they were a price point in an area that I really wanted. So I sent them brownies. And they were like, that was delicious. That was standout marketing. We absolutely loved it. Can't wait. Can't wait to get more of them. So especially when we close, because I will send those out. So yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Like, there are just so many ways. And I've already received 6 phone calls off of this postcard.
Wow.
So pretty spectacular. So that's going to be a fantastic listing. That was worth sending the $10 of brownies. But yeah, so that's basically how I'm using it. Let me show you a couple of the sphere cards that I've sent out. This is possibly my favorite one, is this thing right here. It's a video, so bear with me, from a client. I sent it to them after their baby was born. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of pictures of her and the family, and just something really cute about their whole family. And look at that. Like, I didn't have to do business on that. I made it incredibly personal. The mom, she sent it to me, and she told me that she was going to frame it, because that's one of the big cards. That's an 11 by 17 sheet of paper when you lay it out. And she was just so ecstatic about it that she framed it. Now, both of them like husband and wife, both put this on Facebook, both tagged me in it, and both mentioned that I was a realtor. Not to mention the fact that I was the realtor who helped them buy their home, and they tagged me in everything. And in those Facebook posts, they now refer to me as a family friend. And that's what we're trying to do. I'm not trying to be their realtor. I'm trying to be their family friend that just so happens to help them with all of their real estate needs. That's the difference between a realtor and a great realtor. You become part of their family by reaching out to them and showing them that you care about their family and all of their big moments. And so that was something that was really impactful for me to see.
Hey, Kayla.
Yeah.
I think it brings up a great point, and I did a presentation at KW here last week for a bold class, and the first thing I said to them, there was about 100 agents in the room, and the first thing I said is, we are not in the selling homes business. We're not in real estate. We're in the people business. We're in the making relationships business, and if you're a realtor for any period of time, you know that is in essence true. Now, the product that we sell is a home or a listing, right? Help a buyer, help a seller. But we're really 90% of our business is in lead generation. And there's no better way than turning a stranger into a friend. And it's just very simple that if you understand that we're in the people business, of course this type of a system makes sense, because we're sending out love and appreciation to people. And what ends up happening is that when they start to get cards consistently, they start to understand that you're making a much deeper connection with them than a like or a comment on a Facebook post. It's a tangible card that we like to say has a 100% open rate, because I don't know about you, but I sort my mail over my trash can. And anything that's a form letter that I get from a realtor or an insurance company, I don't even look at it. I don't open it up. It just goes right in the trash. But a card, something that has the shape of a card with inside of an envelope, I'll take that inside even if I don't know who it's coming from. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. Go ahead and go back to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I do the same thing. And one of the things that I spoke with someone about is imagine this as a way to build the relationship so that they feel like they're connecting with you and your business. But you want to make it enticing enough for them to open it. And then not only to open just the whole envelope, but the card. And you want to make it enticing enough for them to read the whole card. And so this is a fantastic way to really build those relationships and make sure that people are actually reading your marketing, because you have a message to get out there. You just need to get it out and make sure that it gets read. You don't want to be ignored. No one wants that. And so here is my list of all of my campaigns. So I have quite a few. Some of them I haven't edited yet. Like, I have some campaigns from a couple of other agents and whatnot. But I have, like, when a dog passes away, I have appointment reminders, the accepted offers, FSBOs, expireds, family reunion, people that I meet at family reunion for agents, I put them on a 1-year campaign. Referrals, empty nesters, open house, nice to meet you, follow up after the appointments, rejected offers. This is a test that I'm using for a company called Remine. I don't know about that yet. Bear with me. I'll keep you all updated if it works. Sign call showing. So if I can get their first and last name and their address, I will send them a thank you card. It's easy because people don't care if you ask. It's something that we don't want to ask for because we don't want to feel like we're prying into their private life. But guess what? We're helping them buy and sell a home. We're going to get in their private life. we need to know about their private life. And so most of these people are totally okay giving me their address. One question that's come up fairly often is how to set up a campaign. So once you finish your card and you've personalized it, you get to this screen. The way to set something so that it sends, say, for example, 21 days after the first card goes out, you go send time immediate, and then this determines how many days before or after immediate. And so 21 days after immediate, that's the way to read this. So that is exactly how that will get set up. And you can add, like, I have them going out 190 days after immediate because I want them, like, it's a campaign. So when you look at it, there's immediate, 7 days, 21 days, 14 days. So the second I start this campaign, it is set it and forget it. It is, they get this one, I customize the front one, and then the rest of them go out on schedule. Then I get to pick the back, whichever I'm using. It really is a system where you really get to create some really cool things. And so, like, this is a birthday card that I sent to one of my clients after off of Facebook. So this is their dogs. These are their babies. And they all have their tongues out, and I thought it was adorable, so I made it into a birthday card. She freaking loved it. Another one that I've got is a birthday card for this woman, Lori. Past client of mine, raving fan, has given me great reviews. You know, that wasn't the back that I wanted, but that was when I first started, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so she called me. Like, these are good ways to get people to call you so that you can get over the fear of picking up that phone. Another one, this is for their daughter. Her birthday, oh no, this is her daughter's birthday. So took a happy 18th off of that one. Yeah, there are just so many ways to use this that it really can be impactful and change your business. If I had been told 5 months ago that I would have $120,000 worth of commissions coming in from my send out cards in 5 months, you bet your ass I would have jumped on this a lot sooner. It's just been totally crazy since I started. Let me go to a quick question that we've got from Steve. Yes, I was already calling expireds before. These cards are definitely a good way to enhance exactly what I was doing. The people do call me if I haven't spoken to them before. So that's one way to look at it, is it is bringing in business for people that I have not met and have not been able to speak to. But I will say that when I'm pairing this with cold calling, my results skyrocket, because by the time that I can get them on the phone, typically they have seen my face, they've seen my cards, at least one of them, and they go, oh, you're the girl who sent us a card. They have instant face recognition, instant face and name recognition. They go, oh, she's dedicated. We like her. So we get a lot of people calling. Like, I would say 80% of the people that I've signed out of that 4.75 million are people who have called me, whether or not I've called them. And so that, like, the number of people who I've called and set appointments with and maybe not been able to sign for some reason, that would probably be closer to 7 million at this point. So that includes the 4.75, just to be clear. Jennifer, the sold sign on the pic of their home is a little, if you go into the card builder, there is a little, it's not in templates. What is the little tab?
Elements. We actually have a realty section in our elements in our card editor. Yep.
And so they have little for sale signs, they have sold signs, they have a bunch of little tiny real estate signs and things to enhance it. They could have a bigger selection, I will say that, but they do it really does change it just enough to really make it enticing. So that is definitely, there are definitely a bunch of options for you there. Just look through each of those. The typical price of a card, Amy, great question. So if you have a subscription, which is $39 a month, but I will set this with a caveat of the $39 a month doesn't get you nothing. It gets you 100 points, which is, they have a very weird system for that, how they've set up how you pay for it. They have points and expenses. Points is a good way to think of how they can, of product they can discount. So if you're buying a lot of cards, your points cost 39 cents. If you're not buying a lot of cards and don't have a subscription, I think they cost 69 cents. And so that's where they can discount them. Expenses are things like postage that they just cannot discount. So that's the easiest way to think of them. A typical 2-panel card like this. So that's my new back right there.
Very nice.
Yes. I finally got myself clipped out. I look like a person now. But yeah, so this 2-panel card was $1.67. So that's the entire cost. They don't go to me. They go directly to the client, so I don't have to worry about doing anything else. But yeah, so 67 cents. Brownies are like $10. They come in a package like this. And so they actually have something to physically open, plus they're delicious. I landed a $1.2 million listing appointment that I honestly, it was completely out of my wheelhouse as far as like farm and ranch, but I got it because of the brownies. The guy literally said, I called him and he goes, "Oh, you're the girl that sent me the brownies." Well, I can't say no to baked goods. When would you like to come over and tour this house and talk about listing it? $1.2 million. He recognized my name, and then he asked me when I would like to come over. Can you imagine how your business changes when that's the reaction you get while you're cold calling? It's not cold calling anymore. It's warm calling, because everyone will recognize your face, your name, that sort of thing. Like it totally changes the game. So Steve, it does enhance it. You could not call. That would also be an option, and you would probably still get business off of it if you use it consistently. But you'll also get more business between the two if you use both of them. I was going to say something. Oh, consistency. That's the main thing that I'm going to throw out there. That is the most important thing. Don't just do this once or twice and hope that it sticks. It's not throwing noodles to a wall. It is literally every day process all of your expireds. I think I send out 33 different clients before I get one back at this current rate on my expireds. So that's quite a few. And we don't get 33 expireds per day. So I have to do it every single day to make sure that I get that one person. Otherwise you're going to be, it's like crap shooting. You never know what the hell you're going to get. And that's no good. Consistency. If you're going to do it, I would say jump all in for 30 days, throw everything you have at it and go for it. Kim, I send the open house postcard to the people who come to my open houses. So when I am hosting my open house, I will ask them, hey, what's the best email to send this information to, because I don't have open house flyers anymore. I email them. So what's the best number or what's the best email to send all of your information to? Fantastic. Also, just in case that email bounces back, what's the best phone number to reach you at? Now I've got that. Fantastic. I also like to send out cards occasionally. What's your address? Where would be the best place to send a birthday card? They don't lie to you if you ask them. You don't let them fill it out by hand. I'm taking Chris Suarez's class right now, but you don't let them fill it out by hand. You do it for them so that you can read it, and they can't lie to you, because they can lie when they're filling it out in their head. They cannot lie to you when you ask them point blank. A couple people might be a little bit, taken back, but for the most part, they will all be okay. Let's see. Leanne, you got your question answered by Gary. Yeah, they usually go out pretty quick. So I send them, I usually send out like a thank you for your time, because they're not going to get there fast enough for my appointment. And if they have an appointment with me, I will send them brownies. It is worth it 100%. to make sure that they have a reason to call me after our appointment, especially if they didn't sign with me. Gary, do you want to go into send out cards a little bit while we, guys, keep the questions coming. We'll keep answering them. I'm going to let Gary talk about send out cards a little bit, and then we'll finish up with any other questions that you have.
Well, great. One thing that I want to mention is that we've all probably dialed for dollars, right? Where you call listings or expired listings, you call FSBOs, and guess what? So have about 10 other agents. And quite often it can be kind of, heads butting where, the guy says, dude, you're the 10th person that's called me on this. I'm kind of getting tired of it. But what we found out is that if you give something of value to someone before you ask for something of value from someone, the whole dynamic changes. And so Kayla has experienced this. I've experienced this, that you call them and it's like, oh, you sent me the card and brownies. That was so cool. And you end up having a friendly chat with someone rather than a sales chat with someone. And so it just completely changes. So that being said, I want to talk a little bit about the 3 different parts of send out cards. So the first part is our subscription. So there's 3 different ways that you can buy a card. All right. You can have a pay-as-you-go account. You make a card, you pay for it. You make a card, you pay for it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, and it's almost twice as expensive. So if you have a subscription of $39 per month, that's our lowest price point. And so you can send out a card. The standard bifold card is a 3-point card. So 3 times 39 is $1.17 plus a 50-cent stamp equals $1.67. That's your true cost. So you can also change the subscription and do a $15 a month subscription or a $17. You can kind of set how many points you want. Now, when you do that, your price point is going to go up to 49 cents per point. Here's the thing. As a realtor, you should be able to send 2 or 3 cards a day to someone. I mean, it's really not that difficult, not only to your sphere of people that you've done business with, but just your Facebook friends and other realtors and just getting the love out there. It's easy to send. I mean, I probably send 3 to 7 cards a day. One way I'm using this is I'm connecting with realtors across the country and on LinkedIn. And as soon as they connect with me, I'll send them a card just saying, hey, I'll find their picture on Facebook, I'll find their address, and I'll send them a card just saying, hey, thanks for connecting with me on LinkedIn. I hope that we can help each other in the future. I wish you great success. Because if you do that consistently, guess what happens? You're going to start getting referrals from these people, all right? Because you've made a connection with them. You're building a relationship with them much more so than just somebody that, they pull out of the phone book. So that's a great way to use this. Anyway, I digress. So you can set your subscription. You can do a pay-as-you-go, or you can take the lowest price point, which is $39 per month. That gives you 100 points per month, about 33 cards per month of the standard greeting card. So here's the thing. There's no contract. You can cancel at any time. And if you don't use all of your points, they roll over for 18 months. So if I only use 50 of my 100 points, the next month I'm going to have 150 points in my program to send out. So, I think you can send out 2 or 3 cards a day without too much of a problem. I think when you start using this consistently, within a week, you're going to start getting feedback from people saying, oh, thanks for the card. They're going to call you. They're going to text you. They're going to email you. They're going to post things on Facebook. Here's a tip. Send cards to their business address, because when you do that, not only do they see it, but their coworkers see it as well. So it's just a great way to just get the word out. All right, so.
That's really smart, Gary. Didn't think about that.
So, there's no contract, points roll over, and you can cancel at any time. We don't need a contract because, frankly, if you use the system consistently, you're going to start getting the feedback of people loving you for doing this type of stuff. So one of the first cards that I sent out, I don't have it here with me, but I put them into a rental home. I made a $300 or $400 rental referral fee. And I sent him a card. We became Facebook friends. He posted a picture of his wedding picture. Him and his wife were he's in the tux, she's in the white gown, and they're cutting the cake. So they were celebrating their 1-year anniversary. So I take this picture off of Facebook. I put it on a card. I send it to him with a 4-pack of brownies. He's got 2 small boys. He calls me a week later and he says, dude, my wife adores you. Thank you so much for sending that card. The kids love the brownies. And the last thing he said to me after we chatted for a few more minutes is that, hey, my dad's moving back to Vegas. He lives in Colorado, and he's bought 3 homes from the same realtor here in Vegas. He used to live in Vegas years ago, coming back. But I want him to meet you. So I met with Myron, and I ended up closing about a $750,000 cash transaction from a little $15 card and gift. I mean, that's crazy. You know, $15 turning into $20,000. Now, it doesn't happen all the time. You know, Kayla has spent $1,000 a month with using send out cards, but gosh, she's gotten back $67 for every dollar that she spent. That's a hell of a rate of return. All right, so again, I digress. That's the first part, is the subscription. The second part is the bundles. The bundles give you added features that go with the subscription. Now, as a realtor, I'm going to recommend the marketing bundle. That's a one-time charge of $395. And that's going to give you these added features. So what are these features? Well, one of them is the custom brand manager. And maybe you can show that example again, Kayla, is that the custom brand manager allows you to own the back of the card. So rather than the send out cards logo, the send out cards brand, you can customize this with your picture, your logo, your information, your contact information and such. And there's multiple brands. You can have 20 different brands. So for myself, I have a send out cards brand. I have a real estate brand. I had one for Christmas. I have one for just with hearts on it. You know, if I just want to send out a heartfelt card to someone. And whatever one is checked, that's what goes out on the card. So that's what the custom brand manager is. If you have just a subscription, you won't have the ability to brand the back of the card, at least right now. That may be changing in the near future, which I'll touch on here in a moment. So what else does it give you? It also gives you the upgraded memory. So there's more storage for contacts. With the memory vault, you can save up to 2,500 contacts. So if you have your contacts in another database, download that into a CSV file, organize it a little bit. So first name goes in the first column and so forth, and upload that into send out cards. And now all your contacts are in send out cards. So it also gives you the ability to save 100 campaigns. So just a quick note, Kayla's been using a 4-card campaign for expireds. So that's kind of a drip campaign. You can have where you send many cards to one person. A lot of times I put people into my campaign where they get the birthday card, the holiday card, the anniversary card. But you can also use it in a mini, one card going to many people. So I had a listing that I sent 100 cards to the neighborhood and ended up getting a buyer, not of that home, but of another home, because I sent out a listing card. And it was a 3-panel card, and it had the inside, on the inside of the card, had the outside of the home and some pictures on the outer edges that talked about, you know, the pool, and showed the pictures of the kitchen, the patio, and things like that. So I created one card. I got a list of 100 names from my title rep in a CSV file. I uploaded that into the system. I hit send. That night at midnight, it printed 100 cards, went out to 100 neighbors. And a week later, someone calls me and says, hey, my coworker sent me this. He knows I'm looking to buy a home, and he handed me this card, and I'd like to take a look at it. Well, he didn't end up buying that home, but he did end up buying a new Toll Brothers home. So that was a $200 campaign. It was $100, about $2 per card, including the stamp. I made a $19,000 commission. So anyway, so that's what a campaign does. So the memory vault gives you more storage for contacts, campaigns, saved photos, saved cards. Now in the bundle, you're going to get some bonus points. In the marketing bundle, you're going to get 200 bonus points. Now the caveat on this is that these points last for 2 months. They don't roll over for 18 months like the subscription does. So the whole point of these points is to use them. Just start getting used to the system, sending out cards and gifts, getting the word out. Just use those points and just get familiar and confident using the system. So the marketing bundle is also going to give you the handwriting and the custom signature package. So there's a form that will show you where to download that, and you print it out and you put in your ABCs, both uppercase and lowercase, your numerals from 0 to 9, your different punctuation. And at the bottom of that page, there's 4 spaces where you can put different signatures. So on mine, I have one that says Gary in cursive. I have one that's Gary in printed. I have my legal name. So you have 4 different choices of how you want to sign the card. By the way, we haven't really talked about this, but there's an app on your phone that you can actually create a card from. So I can actually sit here on my phone, putting in a message. Either I can speak it into the phone or I can type it in. That's actually in my handwriting. And then I click the little S for the signature icon, choose what of those 4 signatures I want to go on the card. That lands on the card, I hit send, and boom, off it goes. So that's the handwriting and custom signature package that comes with the marketing bundle. Probably one of the coolest features of the marketing bundle is the MRM training portal. That stands for Master Relationship Marketing. Guys, that's what we do with this system. We are becoming masters of relationship marketing. And this, in my mind, is worth the $395 in and of itself, because this 10 hours of online content shows you how do you send out cards to grow your real estate business or your auto dealership business or your insurance agency business. It's generic in terms of what business, but it just shows you and teaches you how to use send out cards to really become a master at relationship marketing, which will end up paying you a lot of money. So then there's a couple campaigns that are about 80% completed. One's a first impressions kit. It's kind of an upgraded card stock, a little bit thicker card stock. These cards are 5-point cards because of the thicker card stock, and they've got a beautiful satin white or satin black finish on it. Fully customizable, but the campaign is set up with a nice to meet you card, thank you for your business card, and let's celebrate new possibilities card. So the only thing you do is you put in your branding on the back and maybe change the words a little bit, but they're pretty much ready to go right out of the box. Okay, so that's the marketing bundle. Now you can start up with the personal bundle. That's a one-time charge of $195. It's going to give you the custom brand manager. It's going to give you the signature package, but not the handwriting package. It'll give you 100 bonus points versus the 200 bonus points. And it gives you basic storage, which is enough for 1,500 contacts, 50 saved campaigns, 250 saved cards, and 500 saved photos. And then if you did start off with the personal bundle, you can always upgrade to the marketing bundle just by paying the difference of $200, and then you get all the extra features. The business bundle is really for, in real estate purposes, it's if you're a team leader. And so it gives you everything that the marketing bundle offers, but it gives you multi-user accounts so that you can give your outside sales agent some points, your customer service rep some points, and they can create their own cards without having access to the main account. So that might be beneficial for you if you're a team leader. So that's the first and second parts. The first is the subscription. The second part is the bundles. The third part, this may be of interest to you. It may not. It's totally fine. But when I saw this, I knew that I loved it. And if I loved it as a realtor, I knew that other realtors would love it. And so I shared this with Kayla because I'm a distributor. They call them now referral partners. I'm a referral partner with Send Out Cards. It costs me $50 a year, but it makes me thousands of dollars per year. And I'm a big fan of residual income. I mean, it's just the smartest way to make money, getting paid over and over and over and over again for things that you've done once. I mean, it just makes sense. I come from the insurance industry. Before I was a realtor, I was in insurance, and that's how I got paid. Is every time a policy renewed, I got a renewal commission. So guys, you can share Send Out Cards just by inviting them to this webinar. You can sign people up and get paid for it. So Kayla said that she has spent $5,000 in cards over the last 4.5 months, but that Send Out Cards, because she shared this with a bunch of people that they have signed up as either distributors or as customers, that you've made $3,200. Is that correct? Yeah. So
yeah, 3,200. So, and so just so everyone knows, I'd like to share this because, you know, we're here to help. And, you know, if the 400 to 395 seems like a lot right now, the easiest way to break this down, and to me, when I started, you know, I've got $120,000 in commissions coming in right now, but when I started this, $400 was a lot to me, to be completely honest. And the only reason that I was able to really truly dig into it was because, and we don't usually explain this on the webinar, but it's not a small amount that you get paid when you sign someone up. When you first start out, it's about $140. And as you get promoted, it goes up. But all I had to do, and this was my goal, was to share it with 3 people in my office so that they could see and use it to love on their people like I was. Because I figured it was a really cool tool and I could share it with 3 people and that would cover my fee. And I was blown away at how well it was received. It's not something you're competing for. It's something that's very easy for people to grasp. And the return on investment and even just the way that you make people feel when you send them the few cards, like a happy birthday card with their picture on it or something like that, the return on investment is so much more than just the money. And so I just wanted to point that out, that if you do want to do this and the $395 seems really daunting, go the extra mile, sign up for it as a business, and let Gary and I help you sell it to 3 other people. Because that's our goal, is to help you. And so if you're new and it's hard to explain, the first 6 people that I signed up, I said, hey, Gary, talk to this person. They might be interested, and put him in a group text with them, because I didn't know what I was doing and I wasn't fully confident in the system yet. And so if you need help with it and you want to build it, please rely on us. That's what we're here for. That's what the real estate resource is for. We want to help. We want to help you build, and we want to help you be successful in both real estate and life in general, which includes any side businesses or side income or whatever. So just keep that in mind, that if you are having a hard time grasping the $395, if you go the extra mile, sign up with a $50 distributorship, Gary and I will help you sell those 3 to make sure that you get your money back.
So at a very minimum, you can break even with your cost for using the system. And it can turn into quite a nice side income. I can tell you that the person that signed me up is the #1 income earner in Send Out Cards. He's been using and sharing Send Out Cards for 13 years. He signed up 450 people over 13 years. That's 2 or 3 people a month. That's grown to 150,000 representatives in 6 countries. He has about 500,000 clients under his umbrella, gets paid on every single one of them. Did he sign up 500,000 people? No. He signed up maybe 1,000 at the most.
You're talking about Jordan, right?
I'm talking about Jordan.
Yeah. Also, that guy, not to cut you off, Gary, he's a member of our group on Facebook. So he's there to help you as well. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So he's grown an amazing business, and he makes more in a month than Kayla and I make in a year. I mean, there's some serious money with this. So yes, do your real estate, focus on it, but just keep your ears open and talk to other agents that you see all the time in your CE classes. Or hey, who likes to go to CE classes? I do. Not so much for the information, but I send out cards with the person on the left and right of me, and it ends up being a money-making venture. So, at a very minimum, you can break even, not only for your initial cost, but your ongoing costs. And, I tease people and I say, right now, Send Out Cards pays the income taxes for my real estate. But 5 years from now, real estate's going to be paying the income taxes on my Send Out Cards. It's that powerful, because it ends up just filtering out. And I've got agents across the country that are using this. And not only do I get an upfront commission, but I get a percentage of the back end. So that's all I'm going to say about this. We'd love you as a customer. We love you as a referral partner. It doesn't matter to us. We just want you to use the system in the way that you think you should use it. So here's our websites. Let's see, you're seeing this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if I invited you to this webinar, you got my email, and you want to send a card to someone for free, go to my website, www.sendoutcards.com/go mobile. If Kayla invited you to this webinar and you want to send a card for free and you want to take a look at the website, then you want to go to her website, www.sendoutcards.com/216581. And reach out to us. Kayla, why don't you put in your contact information, and I'll do the same for me. Reach out to us by a call or a text and ask us more questions. We've spent an hour on the webinar with you, so we're probably at our end. But we just want you guys to use this system in your market and make more real estate commissions and share it with other people. And if you just bring people to the webinar and just say, I learned some great information, and there's a couple people that are rocking real estate using this simple system, that can pay for itself, get people on our webinar. And when they sign up, we don't sign up people that aren't our people. So we'll always, in fact, if there are people that are on this webinar that have been invited by someone other than Kayla or myself, you want to get back together with them, because we're not here to take people. We're here to share send out cards and grow a business that is just a fun business to be a part of. So Kayla, can you think of anything that I have missed?
I think we're pretty good. Does anyone have any questions? I'll give it a minute or two before we sign off. I included the link to the Facebook group that is in the chat. So that's facebook.com/groups/the real estate resource. Then I put my link down there just in case, as well as my phone number. Thank you, Leanne. Any questions? Like, if you go to the Real Estate Resource Facebook group, you will be able to find another hour on exactly how to process the system once you have it through send out cards. Again, that's in the videos tab, and then my cards are in the albums. Amy, no, $395 is not the lowest. Wait, okay, Gary, you might want to answer this one. Is $395 the lowest cost per distributor, or only the higher price? Can you do the personal bundle?
Being technical with this, to be a distributor costs $50 a year. So you could technically have a subscription and the $50 a year option to be a distributor. I would not recommend that, however, because if you're going to be a distributor, if you're going to be a referral partner, you want to be able to send cards to people that have your handwriting, that have, your signature. You want to be able to have the different parts, number one, so it's real to you, and then you can share it more easily. So you can grab a bundle, the personal bundle or the marketing bundle or the business bundle, and just add on the $50 a year distributorship option.
Yeah.
But technically you can do it with the subscription and the distributorship. But here's the thing. People do what you do. And if you do that, then there's a good chance that the people you sign up are going to do the same thing. And you're not going to make that much money. So anyway, there's that.
Okay, so Leanne, I'm going to clarify. The $395 is a one-time charge for the marketing bundle. So with that, you're not getting the points. The $395 is the training portal, the handwriting font, the signatures, the memory vault, all of these awesome things, the custom brand manager, the things that are really great for you as a real estate agent to help you market. The subscription, it just so happens, so the marketing bundle just so happens to come with 200 bonus points, which will go towards your product. The monthly subscription is the only monthly thing, but you get 100 points, which is still the lowest cost. So that's what you're paying for the product anyways. So for me, I'm paying the $39 and I'm adding an extra almost $1,000 a month because that's what I'm spending. I just have the subscription so that it lowers my price point from 69 to 39 cents per point. So Amy, you can do it. You can do just the subscription and the distributorship. However, if you're planning on using this for your business, I would recommend starting out with one of the bundles so that you can market yourself properly. The distributorship is fantastic, but if you're here for real estate and you want to really build your send out cards business and your real estate business, we want you to look as professional as possible. And to me, for me, I have to have that handwriting font because that's what really makes it authentic for me, as well as the signatures and the brand manager where you can change, where you can change the backs. So to me, that's the most important thing. But that's just me and my marketing. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I actually change like everything when people send me marketing. So you can always start out lower and work your way up, but just that would be the place where you want to get to as fast as you possibly can, is to get to that marketing bundle with the distributorship. And again, you don't have to have the distributorship. We're not here to help to make you buy a new business or anything. It's just a really cool way to mitigate the costs. And, my goal for this year is to have send out cards pay for my lead generation. So the send out cards side of the business pay for the real estate lead generation.
About the money, I mean, the money's great, but when you share this with other people, you're adding value to their business and influence. And it's just a cool thing to share with people. I mean, gosh, Kayla, you've put $120,000 or will be putting $120,000 in your pocket over the last few months. And it's just because you asked a question on Facebook that I answered and you took it and ran with it. So it's just a cool way to share and give value to people outside of the money that you will make.
Right. So Kim, when I'm putting someone, she just asked a question on tracking forms. So the tracking is in the card history. So you can look up the tracking information on the brownies. You do know they're sent. Typically when you send brownies, people will call you, so you'll get a confirmation either way, but there is tracking information included. I've never received brownies back in the mail. Do I get any kind of proof with the cards that you send out? Honestly, the $120,000 in commissions that's coming in is proof enough for me that most of them are getting there. That sounds really stupid, but like, yes, they do come back. And when I get a card that comes back, like when I'm sending this, I'll probably get 5 or 6 back a day. And so when that comes back, I just go through and I'll cancel all of the ones that are going out for that one. I've never asked for a refund. I don't know, Gary, if they would give me a refund.
They do some of the times. If there's a return to sender, that is, I know that they have in the past. I don't know if it's 100% of the time. If you put on the wrong address, they probably won't. But if it is non-deliverable, they probably will. So we have a great customer service team that you can access, and they bend over backwards to help you. They're not stingy.
Really?
Yeah, they're not. It's not a stingy company. So I just can't answer that 100% for you.
Yeah, it really depends on the scenario, but yes, I do get them back. What's really nice is that through all of this, there's only 2 little spots where they find out that it was a sending service. There's the back of the envelope with the send out cards logo, but it doesn't say anything. And then the stamp right there where it says send out cards, changing lives 1 card at a time. That's the only place, because I have the marketing bundle, those are the only 2 places that they advertise that they're a card sending service. So I have never had anyone say, oh, that send out cards crap. I can't believe I got another birthday card. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
So yeah, they do come back occasionally. That would be something you would want to look into. What are the questions you guys got? We're kind of on a roll here, so keep it going. I'm liking it. Sorry, Gary, we're going over time.
That's fine. Happy to.
Right? If you guys don't have anything else, we'll just, let you go eat dinner with your families.
Well, thank you so much, Kayla, for spending some time with us and sharing your great success. It's always a pleasure working with you and seeing you grow your business. I absolutely love it. I want to thank everyone that's on the webinar with us today for spending an hour of your time. We know your time is valuable. Hopefully you got good value from this, and just reach out to Kayla or myself or the person that invited you to this webinar to get your questions answered, to take the next step, to move forward. Remember, you can go to either of our websites and send a card to someone for free.
Yes.
So it's very simple to do. You can see how easy it is. You can download the app, and we can send it. If you send us a text saying, send me the app, we'll send you the phone app, and you can create a card off your phone for free. So just use the service, test drive it, and I think you'll love it.
Yep. Last thing I'll say is the app is awesome. So today I arrived to my appointment a little bit early. I sent out, I had just had lunch with a colleague of mine who I'm trying to bring to my office because she's not getting the support that she needs where she's at. And while I was waiting for my appointment, I was able to send her a thank you for lunch card and a birthday card scheduled for May 1st with brownies to make sure that she knows that I'm still thinking of her. It's already set. I don't have to worry about it. And I did it in 5 minutes while I was waiting for my appointment to come in. If she ends up in my downline, that's worth $3,000 a year to me. Just throwing that out there. So anyways, awesome. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, everyone who attended. You've got our numbers. You've got our information. Call us if you need us.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Kayla.
Bye, Gary.